So Donald Trump was at the Iowa Machine Shed restaurant and he was talking to supporters. And he got hit with a question about Greg Bovino, who was the chief at large of Border Patrol and who has been demoted and moved to California and is being replaced in Minneapolis by Donald Trump's so-called border czar, Tom Homan. And he said, well, Homan knows the area. He knows people up there. He'll do good work. And I do this kind of stuff all the time. I shake up teams. Well, he really doesn't. He's kept most of his people in place this administration, and he did the same thing last administration, except for when he was firing people who pissed him off. But he didn't really move people around like what he just did with Bovino. I think it's all about optics. But he said something else that's very telling. He, of course, is trying desperately to relate to voters here in Iowa. And as I talked about in a previous video, he's out campaigning. And he was talking about how, well, there's a lot of people who own farms and things here in Iowa. And, well, you shake your team up if they can't do the crops fast enough. What the fuck's he talking about? As an Iowan, now I realize I did not grow up on a farm, but I have farmers in the family. And I don't know what he's talking about. You know, the crops only grow at a certain rate, and when they're ready to harvest, you go out and you can only, harvest them so fast. Your equipment only goes so fast. You got to get, it takes time to get to the elevator and to store it, etc. What does he mean they can't do crops fast enough? And is he trying to compare doing immigration enforcement to crops? That he is out there just, harvesting people? Well, that's kind of dark. I don't know what he was talking about. I think this is another one of his attempts to relate to people about an industry he knows nothing about. And it's just very telling that Donald Trump is very disconnected from the reality of people here in this state. Yet they're going to cheer for him, they're going to celebrate him, and they actually think that a billionaire who has never worked or stepped foot on a farm in their life, who isn't affected by the agricultural industry in his daily life, is going to actually care about them. Very sad state for the state here. But I do think Iowa has a blue future. And despite Donald Trump coming here, I think it's only going to reinforce the fact that Iowa could turn purple at the very least in the near future. We'll just have to see how the November elections go. But Donald Trump tries to make a weird comparison, and it doesn't land well with anybody who has any sort of idea how farming actually works.